Roma boss Gianpiero Gasperini got emotional and even burst into tears yesterday as he spoke about his 9 years with former employers Atalanta. It brought a swift end to a press conference in which he also addressed the reported tension between him and Roma director Claudio Ranieri. The rift has dominated the headlines this week, but now on-field matters take centre stage as Roma host Atalanta. It is 6th against 7th at the Stadio Olimpico. It'll be Atalanta to get us underway. And we are up and running. Atalanta playing from left to right. Watching this one alongside me is Manuel Pascali. Hello, Manuel.
Good evening, Thomas. Yes, we are live here. Special match for Gasperini, but he wants to get the 3 points here because you never know. Roma could hand 60 points alongside Juve tonight. And we've seen what's happening in Serie A. Some surprise again. Napoli losing at home against Lazio. So we're going to see what's going to happen about Atalanta here. If they want to have a hope for European football next season, they have to win here.
So many talking points then this evening. I'll just mention one of them. Gasperini taking on his former employers, 9 years in Bergamo. That Europa League triumph in 2024. 5 Champions League qualifications, 3 cup finals as well. And Atalanta could reach another one under Palladino if they get the better of Lazio in the second leg of the semi-final next week. It's about Serie A matters right now as Wrench goes back to Svila.
Yeah, good to see Bellanova back in the starting 11 for Atalanta. Can provide the pace that La Dea needs.
Here's Cristante, former Atalanta man himself. So he goes back here with Carne Secchi. He's not missed a single minute of Serie A action this season, although was he at fault for the goal netted by Boga last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Hermoso running into trouble. Derone, Krstovic! All stem from a Roma error. Atalanta capitalise, and Krstovic hits double figures for the season in Serie A. And 8 of them have come since the turn of the year.
Simply lethal. Thomas receiving the ball, one touch and then bang. Wonderful finish by the number 90. As you said, it's been in tremendous form, the 2026, and he's the target. As soon as Derone won the ball, immediately forward for Krstovic. First touch and bang. Look, no chance for Svila. They have to check because Cristante was maybe telling the referee there has been a handball touch from Derone. They have to check it, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous finish by the number 90.
Worst possible start then for Roma after all their off-field issues this week. Atalanta looking to pile on the pressure and the pain. Svila got fingertips on it, but not enough. Soleil's delivery. Headed away. A cup semi-final on the horizon as well, a second leg against Lazio. They have an open-door training session tomorrow at the New Balance Arena. Now Soleil, space opening up here. Soleil! Took a touch on its way through. Atalanta breathe a huge sigh of relief.
He's the player that Roma needs to feed every time they got the ball.
Alanawi. Mancini. Chalik. And deputising again for the injured Wesley. Matthias Soler has a pocket of space here. Soler! Punched away by Karnesecki.
Yeah, and Soler's position is creating troubles to Atalanta. Brilliant save by Karnesecki.
Zvila. Stante. There's a threat in the air. Soler leaps up there, good elevation, back with Soler. Looking to make up for lost time after missing all of March and a big chunk of February as well. Hasn't scored since January. Now Marlon, who netted a hat-trick last week. El Shaarawy's away here. El Shaarawy, Marlon! Fabulous save by Karnesecki.
Outstanding save by the number 29.
And we play on. Soler. And away by Scalvini.
Yeah, cheeky quick 1-2 played in between El Shaarawy and Bobby Marlon. El Shaarawy did everything well, but Marlon, you fancy him to score from that distance, but Karnesecki was fabulous.
What a stop. And now De Ketelaere, the break is on. Zappacosta. Now Zappacosta, plenty of options. De Ketelaere across, and they've got a corner.
Yeah, again the wrong option. If we see from the replay, watch Raspadori waiting for the ball to come in. This is the chance. El Shaarawy doing everything right. Great chop, and from there maybe. This is an incredible save.
Now Raspadori curls it in. De Ketelaere leaps up. Now Shaarawy looking to spring away. Elanawi for Marlon, flag stayed down. Mancini in support. Marlon goes it alone, and Karnesecki once again keeps him out.
Yeah, but the way Marlon moves is incredible. Always the right time. Look, his run, he's bending his run. Ederson doesn't know how to move because he's not a proper defender. At the end he did well. Look here again from a tight angle.
Soler couldn't find a teammate. It's simple for Zappacosta just to bring it under control. Ederson to chase, bring the pressure here on Elanawi. Good work by Ederson. Coolly done. Still with Ederson, looking to make it two.
Big risk for Roma.
Soler. Celik's found a bit of space. Celik! Straight at the keeper.
Yeah, maybe there Marlon, yes, went for the cutback, but as soon as he realized there was no room, Celik was not going to play that ball.
Marlon. Still with Marlon. Now Elanawi. Soler. Celik is free. Celik. Wrench. Hermoso! A fabulous finish! And on the cusp of half-time, Roma are level. Tough week off the pitch for Roma. Can they have some joy on the pitch tonight?
Yeah, but Thomas, watch. Moving the ball side to side gave Hermoso, Mancini the time to fill the box. Look, Celik is putting the ball in, but look how many bodies inside the box there were for Roma. This happens if you got the chance to move the ball with patience. Look, Hermoso, El Shaarawy, Mancini, and Wrench. Bobby Marlon is outside the box. Great header, and this is exquisite full volley by the number 22, who found here the equalizer at the right time for Roma.
The defender transforming himself into a striker. Gorgeous finish. Karnesecki rooted to the spot. It is game on again. On that occasion, Karnesecki couldn't put out all the stops after keeping out Marlon on more than one occasion. It is the final passage of play of the first half. It's one apiece in the Eternal City. Hermoso with a glorious volley. Just seconds before the half-time whistle, cancelling out Nikola Krstovic's early goal. Ping beyond Svila after an error by Hermoso in the build-up to the goal. So Hermoso making amends then right at the death in the first half. At the interval then, it is Roma 1, Atalanta 1. As his former employers Atalanta look to make a double change. At the interval, Zalewski and Kosunu waiting to come on. And it is De Ketelaro's one booking away from a ban as well, who makes way. It's going to be a treble change, in fact. So looking to his bench then, Palladino. Zalewski the first one to come on, former Roma man. Take on the club that nurtured his talent and where it all started. Kosunu on for Scalvini. We'll see Hano as he's thrown into the fray. The third one making way. It's Kolasinac.
Yeah, probably Thomas. I don't know if all the three players had physical issues, but probably Palladino is already thinking about maybe the Coppa Italia semi-final in midweek.
Certainly is forefront of his mind as Zalewski looks to immediately get involved. Raspadori, back with Raspadori. Edison went flying, tried to make that contact. Zalewski, bright start to the second period then.
Yeah. Another ex-player has been added. Plenty of on the park.
More spice then. Added to the pot. Zalewski won the Conference League during his time with Roma before moving to Inter and then on to Atalanta. As Raspadori wins it back. Derone. Positive start this to the second period from the visitors. Bellanova. And here confirmation then of that treble change from Raffaele Palladino. No changes from Gasperini. At half-time, Zappacosta. Derone. Here is Zalewski. A drop of the shoulder. Still with Zalewski. Well, he scored against Lazio earlier this season on this ground. Can he do it again against his former employers?
Yeah, receiving the ball into the pocket and immediately going towards the Svilar goal.
Krstovic looking to rid himself of Undika. Krstovic. This is Bernasconi. Derone. Mr. Hano. With the Brazilian. Edison. He spotted Raspadori. Can he keep it alive? Raspadori, good work rate. Zappacosta. Now playing on this right-hand side with Bernasconi on the left after Bellanova coming off. Derone. Krstovic. I don't think Raspadori quite read it, but Hermoso with that last touch. In comes the corner. And Svila claims it well. An in-swinger from Bernasconi, and as you said, Robinho Vaz being spoken to. Another youngster, another teenager, looking to make a splash then, make the most of this opportunity. Out in January from Olympique Marseille. So the one goal coming here against Lecce. Now this is Marlon! Again, Krstovic equal to the effort, palming it away.
Brilliant move again. When you got a striker that moves like that, it's even easy, Thomas, to pick a pass, because he goes in the perfect area with the perfect move, with a great run, even from a tight angle. Look the power that he generates. This is a good save.
Marlon, back with Celik! And they've got a corner. Roma starting to get back into their stride again.
He can play as a number 10 as well, this man. Look, without even watching, he picked a great pass with his cheeky, elegant back heel.
And Torino, there's that header from Hermoso. They're looking for him once more. Cristante. Venturino. Hermoso once more. It appeared destined for that bottom corner. Krstovic keeping it out. Villa away. Venturino leaping up. This is Celik. Trying to find Robinho Vaz. Back with Celik on the burst. Still going, Celik. Venturino now. Venturino! He's got the corner.
Well done. Good play by Vaz and Venturino.
Played short, Venturino. Wrench. Hermoso. It hit the bar.
Yeah, Roma are dangerous in set plays. And
a mix-up at the back. That could be trouble. It is a yellow card for Pisilli.
don't let the ball bounce. Yellow card, I don't know if, come on, if they're asking for a red card, this is never. Yeah, Pisilli, big mistake. And here again, Hermoso. This is a kind of a quite similar solution that saw Nico Pass scoring a goal against Sassuolo this weekend. The far post almost caught Krstovic out of position, but looked like he was there.
Tsimikas, Bignavas.
Still one chance maybe for Roma.
One last roll of the dice, perhaps now or never. 20 seconds to go. Tsimikas. Keepers come, keepers claimed. An entertaining game of football. Atalanta, the happier of the two teams with a draw. Not the result Roma or Gasperini would have wanted after a tumultuous week off the pitch. Roma missing the chance to leapfrog Como in the table. With this, Juventus can now go 5 clear of Como and Roma in the race for the top 4. Hermoso wiping out an early goal from Krstovic. A point apiece then, and Atalanta warming up for their Coppa Italia clash against Lazio next week with a positive result. Final score then at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma 1, Atalanta 1.